Welcome to Big B Daily. No frauds allowed.
Hello. What's going on? This is Big B on Big B Daily Show. Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Time, man. What is going on? What is happening? Live on YouTube, live on TikTok. How you guys doing, man? Fraud of the week. You missed it. It was the Dallas Cowboys, man. It was on, we do Fraud of the Week on Tuesday. It was the Dallas Cowboys were the Fraud of the Week. Undoubtedly the Fraud of the Week. Undoubtedly. So, but thank you guys for tuning in. As always, like I said, live on TikTok, looking for 3,500 likes and 30 follows. 3,500 likes and 30 follows. And if you're in here and you're already following, or if you're not following, give me a follow. But if you are, click on the link, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Big B Sports Talk, and come on over to YouTube and join that chat, man. We have a good time over there. But in the meantime, on TikTok, keep clicking that screen, get more people in here, more interaction, have some fun. YouTube, what's going on, man? So let's get into this. The Dodgers just again out of there. What is with the Dodgers? What is with them? Why can't they find any postseason anything? I mean, my goodness. How many times are they going to get put out this early? Jiminy Christmas. Those Los Angeles Dodgers, man, just swept by the Diamondbacks. Were they even in a game? Like any game were they in? So, unbelievable. You're right, they don't show up. The Dodgers just do not show up in the postseason. They just do not show up in the postseason. It's unbelievable how bad they have been in the postseason. And literally, they were not in any game. That's bad. Whew. Terrible, man. Just terrible. And for people that are asking, look, I picked the Braves to win the World Series. I don't know that the Braves force a game 5, man. I don't know. I would like to think that they do. They're the best team, but Philly's playing well. Philly is hitting that baseball. And if Philly doesn't make stupid mistake, I think the series is already over. But the Philly hitters are locked in. Those Philly hitters are locked in. So it might end tonight. It just might end tonight. So I'm rooting for the Rangers. I live in Dallas. I'm not a Rangers fan, so I'm not a band. Well, I take that back. I am jumping on the bandwagon. I am jumping on that bandwagon. I'm a Mets fan. We've been out of it since Memorial Day. Before Memorial, we were out of it since May 15th. The Mets stink. I knew they were going to stink when we spent all that money. I am jumping on the Rangers bandwagon. I live in the DFW. Dag nabbit, I'm jumping on the bandwagon. So that is what we got going on with Major League Baseball. The Dodgers stink. Can't show up in the playoffs. The Braves are choking it out. Phillies looks like they may have their number. The Mets are horrible. And we know the Mets are horrible. And I have fully jumped on the Rangers bandwagon. I'm all over the Rangers bandwagon. It's going to be tough. The Astros are good. So, the Astros are good. So, we'll see, man. We will see. Let's move on. Tonight, Monday night football, or Thursday night football, that is. First off, let me just tell everybody that's in here, we are going to be live streaming the game on TikTok tonight. So if you are on TikTok, come find me. If you're not following me, give me a follow. We are live streaming that game. Last week we did it for the first time. It was incredible. We had a great time. We had about 175, 200 people in there for most of the game. It was great. Big time interaction. We had a lot of fun. But two, don't y'all think that the Amazon, the whole production, don't y'all think it sucks? I think it sucks. I would much rather stream the game and talk to you guys than them. So it's terrible. It's terrible, man. I would much rather do that and have some fun. Oh well. And as far as the game, the Chiefs, people are saying it's going to be a blowout. I just don't believe it's going to be a blowout. I don't. I don't think that. I think the Chiefs are going to win. But I just don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think the Broncos are going to hang around, 14, 10-point game, something like that. I think that's what it ends up being. So a lot of people are saying the Chiefs got the refs. They're upset with the ref. And look, there's no doubt there's been some questionable calls. There's no doubt. That call in the Jets game was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Last week may have been worse at the Vikings. So, but that call in the Super Bowl was not. Everybody's talking about, what about the Super Bowl? No. You can't grab jerseys on routes. That's holding. And everybody knows it. Period, point blank. But these last couple games, man, it's silly. It's been silly. So it has been silly. But again, thank you guys for joining the Big B Daily Show, man. Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Time, live on YouTube, live on TikTok. Somebody asked me over on TikTok, do I think Louisville can make the playoff? They must have asked it 10 times in a row. Man, possibly. So, but we're just talking here. We'll get to that. We'll get to the Q&A section here. And if you are on TikTok, please give me a follow. If you're not following already, keep tapping that screen. 3,500 likes is the goal. 30 follows is the goal. So yeah, and that's basically the situation. That's basically the scenario. That's what we're doing. On TikTok. And click the screen, click my bio, and go subscribe to Big B Sports Talk on YouTube and join that chat, man. It's fun. So, moving on. We are moving on. So, did y'all have a chance to look at the NBA's top 10 list? Did y'all see ESPN's top 10 list? Did y'all have a chance to check any of that out? That came out today. I got questions. So, and let's get into it. And everybody, give me your feedback. Let's get into it. Number 10 was Anthony Davis. I don't necessarily disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. Anthony Davis, 10. It can go higher if he's healthy. It can go higher, but 10, okay. Then LeBron was 9. And I don't necessarily have a big problem with LeBron being 9, other than the reasoning that they gave behind it is because he's missed a lot of games last year. So they moved him down 3 spots. Okay. But then now Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is 8. I think it's warranted. But they put Kevin Durant at 7. And my thing is, he moved up a spot. And I'm like, well, hold on. You moved LeBron down because he missed games. Durant missed more games than him, wasn't as good as him last year, and he moves up. Like I said, I got questions. Somebody's going to have to explain that to me. Somebody's going to have to explain that. How does Kevin Durant miss more? I mean, again, the reasoning. If Durant is 7 and he moved down or up a spot after missing more games than another guy that you moved down 3 spots, that doesn't make sense to me. That just doesn't make sense to me. KD at 7, look, if this was 5 years ago, first of all, KD would be 1 or 2. But come on, man. KD at 7 to me is silly. It's silly, especially with the reasoning. It just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense to me. Now at 6, they got Jason Tatum. Okay. But let me ask you guys this question. Jason Tatum is going to have to start, I mean, this on again, off again in the playoffs. No, not for the 6th best player in the world. This on again, off again in the playoffs has 41 one game and then 11. You know, dominates a fourth quarter, then is a turnover machine in the next game in the fourth quarter. I got to see more. I got to see more. That's my thing about Jason Tatum. I love Jason Tatum too. I think he's a great basketball player. I'm just not ready to put him in superstar status yet. You got to be more consistent. You got to be. Now, he's not as inconsistent as his brother and Jaylen Brown, who still can't dribble with his left hand. I mean, have y'all noticed? And let me just say this quietly. Have y'all noticed when teams force Jaylen Brown to go left, he usually takes 1 or 2 dribbles and pulls up. If he goes further than 2 dribbles, he either loses the ball or he just falls down. Have y'all noticed that? Oh, just something to keep an eye on. Just something to keep an eye on. Just not good going left. Not good going left. So, people in here, LeBron is the greatest basketball player of all time. I like it. I like get the conversation going, man. Get it going. But yeah. And then Steph Curry is 5. I like Curry at 5. I like Curry at 5. Luka's at 4. They moved Luka down 1 spot. I agree. Because then you got the big 3, technically the big 3. Embiid at 3, Joker at 2, and Giannis at 1. Do y'all think that's the right order for those 3? Giannis 1, Joker 2, Embiid 3. Regardless of MVP votes, what do you think that's the right order for the top 3? Or do you have something else? Put everything in the chat and let me know. Everything in the chat and let me know. Again, thank you guys for joining the Big B Daily Show, man. I appreciate it. TikTok. We're live on TikTok and YouTube. But TikTok, keep tapping the screen, people. Keep tapping it. Trying to get to 3,500 likes and 30 follows. And then also click the link in my bio. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at Big B Sports Talk. And come join the chat over there, man. Come join the chat. So let's just push this on over to Q&A. And let's keep it going. Let's talk about it. What do y'all think about that NBA list? I like that 3. That top 3. Giannis, Joker, Embiid. Although I think I would put I like it the way it is. I like Giannis, Joker, and Embiid. I like Giannis, Joker, and Embiid. Let me get some questions over here. See what people are saying over on YouTube. Let's get it going. Phillies or Braves tonight? Gavin O'Brien. Man, I'm going Phillies. I'm jumping off that Braves bandwagon as quick as I jumped on it. I am jumping off that bandwagon as quick as I jumped on it. I had it. I picked the Braves to win the World Series. I don't like it now. I don't like it now. I do say this, though. If the Braves happen to win this game tonight, they're going back to Atlanta and they're winning that series. So Philly better close it out. Philly better close it out tonight, because if they don't close it out tonight, sorry, Atlanta's going to win. Atlanta's going to win. Dodgers choked? Yeah, they did. I just can't figure out the Dodgers in the postseason. I just can't figure them out. So many wins, so good. I just cannot figure them out. What else do we got? Strider throws a gym tonight. He better. He better, Gavin. He better. You think the first round bye is killing the Dodgers? You know, some people said that the other day, that the first round bye, the teams are not in rhythm. And I don't buy that. It's not hurting the Astros. It's not hurting the Astros. I just don't buy it. You're telling me that getting 5 days off is enough to just kill everything that you are doing? I mean, you're simulating games. It's not like they're just sitting at home doing nothing. They're simulating games, working out. I mean, they are doing stuff. I don't buy that. I think it's gotten into their head. Yeah, that whole attaboy Bryce. Boy, that came back to bite him. Guy hit 2 home runs and almost covered a half mile. Jeez, just leave people alone. And then they want to blame the media and say that, oh, well, it was meant for the clubhouse. Well, then don't say it, number one. And number two, don't say it when reporters are around. You don't want somebody to say something or report something, don't say it. And definitely don't say it when reporters are around. Otherwise, shut up. You have no leg to stand on. Just shut up. It's crazy. Yeah, the Braves are real weak for that, man. I'm like, nobody wants to hear that. You didn't have to say anything. You didn't have to say anything, but you did. And reporters were around talking about, well, the clubhouse is sacred. Wait till they're gone. Or better yet, just don't say anything. Nobody made you say anything. So, what do we got here? Boom, 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 boom. Auburn beats LSU this weekend? I don't think so. Auburn's not beating it. Auburn's terrible. But LSU's not great, so you might be right. LSU is not some juggernaut, so you might very well be right, man. You might just be right. I thought LSU was, I knew they weren't going to be what everybody thought they were at the beginning of the year. They had them 5 in the country. I'm like, why? What makes you think they're the 5th best team in the country based on last year? Everybody put them ranked so high because they made the SEC West title game. They lost 4 games last year. They weren't very good. If LSU can't fire Brian Kelly now, they can't fire him if they want to. They owe him way too much money. And I'm not saying they don't have the money. I'm saying they owe him too much money to just fire him and pay him not to coach. You're not going to do that. They just did that with Ogeron. I don't know anything about soccer, brother. Notre Dame versus USC. Who wins? I like Notre Dame. I like Notre Dame to bounce back. I look for them to exploit a pathetic USC defense. I like Notre Dame. I like Notre Dame. Baseball is not a sport that I would want a week-long buy. Hey, man, it is what it is. It is what it is. Paulo got some love at number 30. He did in the NBA rankings. He's going to move up. He's going to move up. Got an outside chance to make the All-Star team this year. I think. I absolutely do. Any list with SGA over LeBron is not a list to take seriously. Probably not. Probably not. Because, again, I don't mind SGA being on the list, but having him 8 and LeBron 9, that just doesn't fly. You're right, Austin. That just doesn't fly. That just doesn't fly. Jokic should have won MVP last year. Until the last week and a half of the season, I thought it should have been Giannis. So, but a lot of people think Jokic is number one. So, bro, flossing over Pac-12 slams. What? What does that even mean? And if you want to be taken seriously by me, don't start your sentence with bro. I'm 47 years old. Come on, man. Let's talk like men. Chiefs by 30 tonight. Come on, man. Why shouldn't the Pac-12 have as many teams ranked? Why shouldn't they? Why shouldn't they? I don't understand that. Pac-12 is a good, best conference in the country this year. Period, point blank, hands down. End of discussion. And if you don't believe so, I mean, it's just watch football, and that'll tell you. And that's right. They're going to play each other. They're going to play each other. You say Pac-12 has basketball scores. I mean, what was LSU, Ole Miss? What was Texas, Alabama? I mean, what are we talking about? Hey, man, on YouTube, go to Big B Sports Talk. Big B Sports Talk. That is my handle on YouTube. And subscribe there, and you'll be able to find it. Big B Sports Talk. Yeah, I don't get why people look. And I've said this over and over and over again. And everybody, first off, they go to history. And when you start going to history, that lets me know that you have either no argument and you have no idea what you're talking about. But two, they act like the Pac-12 isn't better than the SEC. It is. Man. I just don't get it. I don't understand. Every SEC team has a first round pick on defense is one of the dumbest, most illegitimate statements that I've seen on TikTok today. Oh my God. So Vandy is running around in South Carolina and Auburn. All of them are running around with first round. Oh my God. Just quiet. Jeez Louise. It's always something. And I'm not even engaging with you. It's always something. What do we got here? Over on YouTube? Joker was so dominant last year. My man Gavin O'Brien says, yeah, he was. But the thing that did it for me, Embiid, first of all, Embiid didn't play against him at the end of the year, which I thought was garbage. But when they did play the one time, Embiid embarrassed them. He embarrassed them. So I don't know. I don't know. Somebody said that Jokic is retiring in 5 years. He might. He just might. He just might. So Embiid is a foul merchant. A lot of people are. A lot of people are in the NBA these days. Do the Dolphins fix Claypool? Somebody's asking over on TikTok. I don't think so. I hope so, because I don't want anybody to fail. I just don't think so. I don't think so. What do we got? Have I ever had anybody join the TikTok live to talk sports? Nope. Nope. I may do that though. I may do that, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, everybody's already in here. He's talking about actually getting in the live and talking to me. So that's what he's talking about. Do-do-do-do. Houston is that hot chick that doesn't know what she wants. Or Harden, not Houston. Same difference. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Somebody thinks my man Guindo, where you been, man? You haven't been in here for a few days. He says he got the Chiefs by 10 tonight. What do y'all think? Are we actually bringing up the fire talk of Brian Kelly already? He'll get it figured out. Yeah, Brian Kelly is not getting fired anytime soon, man. That's not happening. That's not happening. I mean, what are they? 3-2 or 4-2? Whatever it is, they're going to get it figured out a little bit. They're not firing him. Again, they got the money to pay him off, but they're not going to pay two coaches not to coach that type of money. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. Chiefs by more than 10 tonight. I think Chiefs by 10, 14 to 10, somewhere in that range. Somewhere in that range. Gavin, my man over on YouTube, says he hates the SEC hype. He don't like it. The thing about the SEC that drives me insane, man, and I'm going to say it all year long, because it could be the exact opposite next year. But all year long, they all basically they rank teams to help them because they only play 8 conference games. And then they'll rank teams. So when somebody beats them, it makes them look like they beat a ranked team. Like, how is Tennessee ranked? Like, seriously, how is Tennessee ranked? Who have they beaten? What have they done that says, oh man, we got to rank Tennessee? What have they done? Tennessee shouldn't be ranked. And I'm just talking about eyeball test. Look at Tennessee and look how they've played. Look who they've played and ask yourself, why are they ranked? They shouldn't be. Kentucky. Now, I think Kentucky's a decent team. I do. And they got their head beaten in by Georgia. They did. But should they be ranked? I would have Tennessee, or I would have Kentucky ranked before I had Tennessee. Tennessee shouldn't be ranked. It's just like when they ranked Florida after they got their head beaten in by Utah. They beat Tennessee, all of a sudden they get ranked. What? Come on, man. LSU lost 2 games. How are they ranked? Why are they ranked? I mean, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me, man. Doesn't make sense to me. Let's move over to YouTube. Steelers should have lost to the Ravens, and sports hosts blame Lamar. I blame the drops. Yeah, Cassie, you can't blame Lamar. Well, now, Lamar Jackson played bad the last 8 minutes of that game. That was a horrendous interception that a rookie, that's what a kind of throw that a rookie makes. Now, it was a bad route by Odell Beckham Jr. Quiet as it's kept. TikTok. Odell Beckham Jr. can't play football anymore. Hey, YouTube. Odell Beckham Jr. can't play football anymore. Just something I throw out there. Neither one, I mean, yeah, Odell can't play. That was a bad route. But, and somebody, what was on this morning on First Take, Chris Canty was trying to blame Lamar for a strip sack. I was like, well, let me get this straight. Lamar drops back to pass. He sees a guy open. He goes to throw the ball. And then a guy behind him that he doesn't see hits his arm before he can get his arm moving forward. He wasn't just standing back there and dilly-dallying around and gets hit and fumbled. He's literally trying to complete a pass, trusting that his left tackle is going to block for him, and he fumbled. You're blaming that on the quarterback? Or does the left tackle get blamed? I'm interested. Do you blame that on the quarterback or the left tackle that missed the block? I don't know. Or are we saying, hey, Lamar, we want you to drop back to pass. We want you to see the guy open. And once you see that guy open, we don't want you to try to throw the ball to him. We don't want you to do that. We want you to be able to see out of the back of your head a guy that you can't physically see with your own eyes. Don't trust your tackle to block him and just hold the ball. Don't do that. It's just stupid. It's stupid. Like I said, last 7-8 minutes of that game, Lamar was not great. But here's the one thing. If they catch those passes in the first half, 2 of those 3 touchdown passes, that's a moot point. Game's not even close. So it's just crazy to me. It's crazy to me. 8 drops in a game? 8 drops? 3 touchdown passes? When's the last time you've heard of that? When's the last time you heard of 8 drops in a game, 3 touchdown passes, and we're putting all the blame on the quarterback for the loss? That's nuts. And I don't have any patience for it. It's crazy. And my team won. I'm a diehard fan of the first place Pittsburgh Steelers. Let me repeat that. The first place Pittsburgh Steelers. Get that right, YouTube. Get that right, TikTok. The first place Pittsburgh Steelers. I just don't get it. So, my man coming over, I've heard your responses to people, chat questions in the past. What makes you an expert? Because your opinions are horrific. And if my opinions are horrific, why are you here? That would be my question. So if you think my opinions are horrific, you came all the way over to say that. Let me ask you this question. How miserable is your life that you came over, subscribed to a channel to tell me my opinions are horrific? Ugh. Number one, you could probably get out of your mother's basement. That would be number one. But 2, I'm sorry your life is bad. I apologize. My bad, bro. I'm the only Steelers fan with a good take. Wow, what are the Steelers fans doing? So, I'm not surprised that no coach has been fired yet. It's just week 5. Give it to week 10. I think Ron Rivera's on thin ice. I think Frank Reich may be on thin ice already. So, What are my thoughts on Max Crosby? Um, I like Max Crosby. Ultimate energy guy, a technician, never stops moving. I think Max Crosby is top 10 pass rusher in the NFL. I love him. Plays a little with an edge, a little dirty, a little after the whistle. You need those guys on your team. You need those guys on your team. I like it. I like it. Chiefs have the same problem as the Ravens. Too many drop passes. You're exactly right. You're exactly right, Gwendo. Chiefs dropping way too many passes. Way too many. Way too many. Trade Saquon for Pollard? Why would you do that? No. Doo-doo. My man Joe Q. So Big B, you made a comment on Penix the other day, and I got to disagree with you, which Penix is just a college quarterback. I read many NFL scouts say he's a first rounder and NFL ready. I've read where he's a second rounder, but second, first, whatever. But what I do know is that quarterbacks that come from a system where they're always throwing to wide open receivers do not translate well to the NFL. I mean, that's just a fact. They do not translate well to the NFL. That all they do is throw deep passes to wide open guys. Now I'm rooting for Penix. I think Penix is a great college quarterback. Remains to be seen if he's going to be a good NFL quarterback. Remains to be seen. But here's what I will tell you, my man Joe. I hope I'm wrong. Because y'all know me. I'm pro player. I don't want anybody to be bad unless you're playing my team that week. I want everybody to succeed unless you're playing the first place Pittsburgh Steelers. The first place Pittsburgh Steelers. If you're not playing them, then I want everybody to play well. Don't care. Don't care. The Texans beat my Steelers. They did. Are the Texans in first place, though? I'm just a quick question. Are the Texans in first place? Because the Pittsburgh Steelers are in first place. They're in first place. Just thought I'd mention that. Just thought I'd mention that. Oh, man, we can disagree, Joe. You know we can disagree. I just put up a question of a guy that told me that had a miserable life, but told me all my opinions sucked. You can disagree with me. I'm not that guy. But you know I'm going to make fun of people. My buddy drafted OBJ in the 4th round of a fantasy. Yeah, your buddy's in trouble. OBJ just can't play football anymore. His legs are not, they're finished. They're finished. So, you think Arizona gets a QB in this year's draft? Well, I think they better, and they need to trade Kyler Murray. I think they absolutely better. So, OBJ, go be a family man. Daggone right, Joey Porter Jr. Go be a family man. Love it. Love it. Again, let me remind everybody, man. Big B Daily Show, Monday through Friday, live here on TikTok, live on YouTube. Tell your friends, man. Have them join the chat. If they're on TikTok, have them come in. And if you're in here, give me a follow. Keep tapping that screen, man. We got to get to 3,500 likes. Keep tapping the screen. Got to get to 3,500 likes. Get some more people in here. Get some more interaction. And while you're at it, come on over to YouTube, man. The chat is, I'm telling you, it's better on YouTube. I'm just telling you. It is. So subscribe to Big B Sports Talk over on YouTube. And come on in. Because unlike Too Legit to Coach says, we can agree to disagree, which makes it fun in here on the podcast. Exactly. Exactly, man. We're in here. We're having fun. We're going to have a ton of fun. A ton of fun. But we're going to talk straight. We're going to keep it real. We're going to keep it real. Pacheco over rush yards. Broncos rush defense is trash. Yeah. Yeah, what is the over-under on his rushing yards tonight? What is it? Because I'd be willing to take it. I'd be willing to take it. So, my man Blake, what's going on, Blake? Do you think Cooper Manning could have been good in the NFL? You know what? I didn't really see. We were close to the same age. He's a little older than me. Because I'm the same age as Peyton, but he was a receiver. So I didn't really see how good. I mean, he got a scholarship to go to Ole Miss, but I mean, it could have been a legacy, but he went. So I don't know. Maybe. I think Isaiah P has a huge night against that Vikings defense. That's good. Good statement, Golf Hawk. 75.5 for Pacheco. Ooh, that's tough. Just because the Chiefs want to run it so much. So, I don't know. Let's go Dolphins. Another Dolphins fan. Back at it. I love it, people. I love it. You couldn't find a Dolphin fan last week to save your life. And they are back this week. I love it. I love it. So, all right, TikTok, keep tapping the screen, man. We got to get some more people in here. We're wearing down. We're slowing down. Or maybe people are just coming on over to YouTube. Let's hope that's the case. Give it to Thanksgiving and then coaches will start being fired. You're probably right, Gwendo. Give it to Thanksgiving. As I said, give it to around week 10, 11. Give it a minute and you'll start seeing them. Micah Parsons is overrated. He doesn't show up in big games. I'm not going to say that Parsons is overrated. I'm going to say everybody needs to pump the brakes on Parsons was the next Lawrence Taylor. Give me a break. No, he's not. No, he's not. Not even remotely close. Not even remotely close. So, Leftwich might take Canada's job? Maybe. Man, Coach K. Stokes. Why and how did the NFL get away from pocket passers? Is it because college QB's development is translating? I love watching QBs play and throw the ball around like a symphony. The game's changed, man. The pass rushers and the way it's the offenses have changed. So you got to get away from it. You can't just be a statue anymore. The pass rush is too great. You can put too much pressure, especially the way the rules have changed. You can put too much pressure on a defense with a quarterback that can run and throw. You can put too much pressure on a defense with a quarterback that can run and throw. So that's why they got away from it. When will Purdy take his first regular season L? I don't know. I mean, when's San Francisco going to lose? Maybe to the Seahawks? Yeah, man, I don't know. San Fran plays Philly. Maybe Philly. Who knows? Teams with good old lines have tape and plans on how to handle Parsons. Yeah, they do. So, my man, what's going on? If Murray goes on the trade block, what teams do you think could take that contract? There's a lot of teams that could take it on. It's just a matter of do they want to? But there's several, and I mean, pretty much anybody can do what you want with money. You can manipulate it however you want. So there's a lot of people that could take on his contract. It's just a matter of do they want to take on his contract? Do they want to? We're getting close, TikTok. We're getting close. We're about 1,200 likes away. Keep pumping and tapping that screen for me, people. And again, if you're in here and not following, please give me a follow on TikTok. My man, Joe, I believe the Broncos should make a trade for a top 5 choice and draft a QB to either potentially replace Wilson or light a fire under him. They can't get out of his contract. Yeah, because they can't get out of his contract. I mean, you can do it, but just like you said, they can't get out of his contract. So he's going to be the quarterback for another 2 years because that contract is terrible. Terrible. So either they just eat the money and just say, we're done. And maybe that's what you do. Maybe you draft a quarterback and just cut Wilson or try to trade him and just say, we're done. We're going to eat this money and just stink for 2 years. So I don't know. Jalen Carter is the next Aaron Donald. He looks like it, don't he? Jalen Carter looks like the next Aaron Donald, don't he? So, Cousins to the Jets for a 4th. I think the Jets missed the boat on that. But now it looks like that Minnesota is that they are in a fire sale. Justin Jefferson's out. This would be the perfect time. I mean, if I'm Atlanta, I call them too. If I'm Atlanta, I call Minnesota. You know, Denver's already in a fire sale. They're already in it. So, what do we got here? Denver is stuck in that Wilson contract. Yeah, they are. They're stuck, and I don't know how they get out of it. They are stuck, and I don't know how. Well, they can't. They're going to have to eat something. It's ugly. That is ugly. What do I think of the Saints? I don't know. The Saints disappoint me. I knew that other teams were going to fight them, but I don't know. I can't take the Saints seriously right now. I can't take them seriously right now. They got to show me. I mean, they beat up a bad Patriots team. I'm not giving them credit for that. They got to show me something more. They got to show me something more, man. The O-line is horrible. The Saints O-line? Or are you talking about the Vikings? What else do we got in here? Any more questions? The Saints? Yeah, the Saints are bad. Saints O-line is terrible. Yes, it is. A signed canvas, a Tech 9 in a Raiders jersey. Nice. My man Guindo. Will they get rid of Canada at Thanksgiving? I don't know why. They should have got rid of Canada yesterday. But it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. It's just Mike Tomlin. This loyalty thing, man, is unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, and quite as kept, Mike Tomlin hadn't renewed his contract either. He usually does it with 2 years left, and the Rooneys didn't do it this offseason. I wonder what that means. So, I was just watching ESPN. They were talking about the Seahawks are talking to the Commanders to try to work out a trade for Chase Young. I mean, yeah, I would. They didn't pick up Chase Young's 5th-year option. I mean, he's playing okay in Washington, but not anything to write home about. Washington's not going to sign him. They might as well get some draft capital if they can. So I like it. I definitely like it. Is Caleb Williams the next QB or the best QB prospect next to Manning? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Zach Moss or Chuba Hubbard? You have no one else? Then take Moss. Take Moss. Last one before I head out. Do you agree with Richard Sherman that Max Crosby is wasting away in Las Vegas and he should be asked to be traded? Yeah, I do. I do. I mean, what are they building? What are they building in Vegas? They're not building anything in Vegas. So, all right, man, we're going to shut this one down today. Thank you guys for joining in. Let me just end it with this little monologue today. Just bear with me for a second, people. So today, 10 years ago, I found out some horrible news is that my brother had passed away. And I know that doesn't mean anything to you guys or anything like that. But on TikTok, you see that picture right there? That is my brother. He was a all-state offensive lineman, went to Southern Illinois. But more importantly, he was better at doing what I'm doing. He was better than me. He was better than me. And we had plans to try to do something like this together. Obviously, it didn't work out, but, is my brother. And like I said, 10 years ago today, he passed away. Horrible day in my life. But the guy that helps me put all this together, the guy that helps me on YouTube and produces my stuff on YouTube, has stepped in like a brother. Doesn't get easier or anything like that. It doesn't get easier. Every day is a struggle. But, hug the people and care about the people that are in your life. That's all I got to say. The people that are currently in your life, let them know that you care about them, man. Let them know that you care about them. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to drag it on or anything like that. I know you guys don't want to hear about anything like that. But today, like I said, 10 years ago, my brother passed away. I owed it to him. And as he sound off, he used to have what's called a Facebook Nation that he used to write and argue with people all the time. And his sound off was simply aloha. So to you, today, I say aloha. You guys have a good one, man.